Let's talk about the GOAT, David Largo. Let's talk about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, he did an interview, and I believe Peacock has been playing it. Now, they've been playing clips from it every week. You know, Peacock has their national TV games on Monday or Tuesday or whatever it is. And so they've been playing clips from it, from him and Mike Tirico. The topic of discussion this week was load management. Now, I have the article here somewhere, and I'm going to look for it. So I'm trying to stall until I get it. And what Michael Jordan said was, and I almost have it, DLO. I'm almost here. Hold on. Let's go ahead. And here it is. Okay, I got it. Now, what Michael Jordan said, and I quote, "Well, it shouldn't be needed, first and foremost," talking about load management. "You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something I felt like the fans are there that watch me play. And I want to impress that guy way up on the top who probably worked his butt off to get a ticket or get the money to buy a ticket." He then continued to say, "Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want him to shut up. You know, he's calling me all kinds of names and I definitely want to shut him up. You have a duty if they are wanting to see you. And as an entertainer, I want to show," right? I think that's very interesting, D'Lo, because obviously one of the conversations I brought up was the flu game, and obviously one of the most iconic games in NBA history was Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and I believe it was 1996 against the Utah Jazz, and on which Michael Jordan went off for 40 plus points, won the game. Obviously, there's an infamous picture of him kind of leaning on Scottie Pippen after he had food poisoning, and then called it the flu game. Loaded management, I think, is a very interesting topic, D'Lo, especially in today's game, because obviously you don't just see it in basketball. You see it in other sports. You see it in baseball. You see it in football a little bit. But it's more prolific in basketball. Obviously, when you see some of these guys on minutes restrictions and what do they call it? In a knee man, or like, so I'll go Mark Williams, right? Mark Williams for the Suns, who obviously he missed the back-to-back. He didn't play back-to-backs, and they called it a knee injury management game, rest game, whatever it is. Obviously, Michael Jordan is, in a lot of people's eyes, the greatest player of all time, in other people's eyes, the second greatest player of all time. He always had that mindset. Him, Kobe Bryant, some of these other guys, Allen Iverson, who's talked about it the other day, always had this mindset to play every game, play 82. That was the big thing, right? D'Lo in the 90s, play 82, in early 2000s even, play 82, play 82, play 82. Obviously, it's a different time, and we are so much further in terms of medicine and the way that we take care of our bodies and the science that goes into it. Obviously, LeBron James being the most important, but the biggest example of it, spending $2 million on his body a year, whatever it is, and for him to play 23, 24 years. But I don't exactly disagree with him, D'Lo. I don't exactly disagree with him, because you have to realize it comes with the job, right? It comes with the job. Now, obviously, I understand that they are athletes, and so they have different requirements than you and I may have in our jobs, right? But at the end of the day, D'Lo, if we don't show up, we don't get paid. I can say that for me in my job, and D'Lo, correct me if I'm wrong, I can say that for you in your job.
And
if you don't show up, you don't get paid, which is fine, but that's your decision. And you have to realize that there's consequences that come along with that, especially when people are paying, like Michael Jordan said, their hard-earned money to come and see you. And once they realize, oh, Victor Wembanyama is not playing, I just paid $150 for this ticket. Oh, Joel Embiid isn't playing? Oh, Giannis isn't playing? Whoever it is. So I understand the frustration from that standpoint. But I also want to look at it from the other foot, D'Lo. I want to be able to see, okay, these guys want to play for a long time. They want to get healthy and be healthy for the playoffs when it matters most. They want to, again, extend their career so they can get contracts on contracts and take care of their families. So I understand both ways. Personally, I think I lean a little bit more towards Michael Jordan in terms of his standpoint, and just because that's the way I think, right? I didn't play sports at the highest level. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I did, but I've played sports my entire life. If I had a game, if I had a practice, whatever it was, I made sure to be there. And I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't but that is the kind of competitor that I am and I was when I was playing sports on a consistent basis. And now obviously it's a little different for these athletes that are making tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. But the mindset that I have, I can't imagine it would change too much if I were a professional athlete. But I've seen a lot of different opinions on it in terms of load management. I think it's be a really good conversation to talk about it. And so, D'Lo, when you listen to what Michael Jordan had to say, obviously talking on Peacock and talking to Mike Tirico, and some of the things he had to say, talking about it shouldn't be a thing. These people pay their hard-earned money to come see you, and then for you to not show up. As an entertainer, that's what comes with the job. D'Lo, what do you think of what Michael Jordan said?
He's not wrong. Okay. I want to preface this now. He is absolutely 100% not wrong. And that's sort of the thing that the NBA needs to look into. Obviously, they have bigger priorities right now,
Oh yeah,
but they
I
sure
know,
do.
I know a few more guys that'll be wearing this here soon.
Yeah, here soon. Sure do. But when it's all said and done and they've been talking about how they need solutions, right? But going back to it, he's 100% right. There are working class people, everyday Joes like me and you, who work really hard for the money that we get. And we decide to spend that money to go see someone perform at the highest level. It's entertainment. That's what it is.
Yep.
Um, and so when you go to the arena and you find out that the person you were paying all of this money because ticket costs have been inflated so heavily in the past few years and they're not playing because of load management. Now, that's the key. If it was an actual injury that happened, you kind of have to understand. You can't play
Yep.
with an injury. If it's load management, there's the key. Mm, You paid all of this money and this guy is sitting just to sit, right? It can't happen, right? But on the other side of it, and as someone who is in a medical profession, I see the other side. And the main culprit is back to backs. It's the main culprit. And the NBA has been doing it for years and years on end, where they will make these guys play the highest level of competitive sport of basketball, the highest level that you can attain. And you have to do it on back to back nights, playing about 40 minutes of the highest competition in the world. It's a wear and tear. It's what it is. It's as simple as that. And so from with the knowledge that I have, I understand why guys load manage. It's not their fault. Bodies just can't sustain that sort of endurance year in and year out and expect to have these really long, illustrious careers. And a lot of guys, it's the 10-year mark, right? And the 10-year mark of the NBA, that's when you sort of get like this lifelong benefit, right? Um, And so that's the key. And the NBA has the tools to fix this. And they've been talking about it for a while. Number one being shortening the season. If you shorten the season, and I know a lot of people are against it, but if you do that, you will, yes, money, number one. But number two, you will have guys play more. There will be less injuries. And
Yep.
so you will then no longer have to schedule back to backs. I think that's the biggest key if you shorten the season is that you no longer have to have these back to back games. Because you have to think about it. It's not just the games that they do. They have shoot around, they have all of these other things that encompass that. And all of that goes into it too. And so when you look at it from that perspective, And from the perspective that I have as someone who is in that field, I understand it from a player point. So it's kind of a lose-lose battle, at least in my mind, and I'm sure that you get it too as someone who has played sports before. Um, and there are guys who like to load manage, and then there are guys that don't. I mean, the most notoriety one that came just a few years ago with his comments was Anthony Edwards. And he was
Yeah.
saying how he wants to play every game because he doesn't know who in that crowd has enough for only one ticket to see that game, and he decided to sit. There are guys like that, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But on the other hand, there are guys who are injury riddled constantly. And the main guy we always like to talk about is Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
He's the big guy that sits, and when he plays, he is a top 10 player in the world. He doesn't play that often. And so it's a coin toss. And I see both arguments. So again, he's not entirely wrong with his statements. However, with the knowledge that we have now, it's just not smart to have this load on you constantly throughout an 82 game season that spans 6 to 8 months, depending on if you're in the playoffs. It's just
I
not
mean,
sustainable.
no, it's not. And I agree with you. And I think D'Lo, one of the things, obviously, what you've mentioned was if you're injured, don't play at whatever level, at whatever, whether it's the NBA, whether it's high school, whether it's AAU, whether it's middle school. If you are injured, do not play. That's the number one
And
rule.
we've seen the circumstances. We just saw Tyrese Halliburton, who had that
And
calf
injured
strain, and he
and
played through that strain, and he tore his
popped it,
Achilles.
popped it. If you are injured, don't play. And I understand. Again, I give Tyrese Halliburton, and I said this when we were talking about the game, D'Lo. I give him all the credit in the world for going out there. I give him all the credit because I would have done the same thing.
Mhm.
I would, if
Game
I could
seven,
walk Game 7 of the NBA Finals. You never know if you're ever going to get a chance to play in NBA Finals again. I don't blame him, but now you suffer the consequences. And to that point, D'Lo, in retrospect, it comes with the job,
does.
right? It comes with the job. I mean, D'Lo, it's like saying, hey, I want to be a garbage man, but I don't want to touch the garbage because it's gross. That it comes with the job. You have to learn and know the job description. Again, if you are one of these guys, one of these stars, one of these franchise players, so you're obviously going to get treated a little bit differently. If you have even the smallest little pain, oh, okay. Well, what do you need? What do you need? That again comes with the job. But if you are sitting out because you want rest, that's not okay. That's where the line should be drawn. That's where the line should be drawn. It is an 82 game season, D'Lo, and the reason why I went like this, did the little money sign, is because if you cut down the season, that's a lot of money out of a lot of people's pockets.
Mhm.
And so the thing is, you can't ask for the season to be now, not you, but as the NBA, you can't ask to cut the season down, to trim the games at the same time and ask for money. You cannot ask for more money. You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
Nope.
And it's just not realistic.
And that's where the NBA is in the lose-lose.
Yeah.
Either they cut down on the games and lose more money, or they continue to have these players load manage. And it's which one is the bigger issue? And
Yeah.
if you're the NBA who is playing for a profit and you're not playing as much for fan enjoyment, is how it is. That's how
Yep.
corporations are. They're going to choose the money every time.
It's a business, D'Lo.
That's what it is.
It's a
All
business.
professional sports are businesses,
As
and
human being,
it sucks. It
it
really
does.
does.
It really does. Because as much as these NBA players are human beings, it is at the end of the day of business.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we got to talk about that because like I thought that was a very interesting comment from Michael Jordan, of course, the one of the goats, to me, one of the two goats. If you have Michael Jordan, if you have LeBron, we can go back and forth all day. I won't be mad at you. But if you have anybody other than those two, that's where I don't even start a conversation with you. So yeah, he did four
Shout out
more
to
comments.
Wemby for real.
Whoa, DLO. When we're talking 10, 15 years in the future, Wemby's gonna be in this conversation.
We can have the convo. We can have it.
Oh, Wemby will be in this conversation, DLO. I can almost again. You better believe we'll still be doing this 10, 15 years from now, and we're going to be having this conversation. Is Wemby the GOAT? Like
You heard it here. You heard it here. There it is. Flip
like
it.
that's going to be a conversation. I promise it is. So we'll see. And I'm looking forward to seeing his career. And obviously, I was just born when LeBron came into the league, and I wasn't even a twinkle in anybody's eye when Michael Jordan was playing basketball. So to be able to get and watch a guy like this play basketball, and again, I believe, and DLO, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you believe in 10, 15 years, when we're talking about this guy, he will be in this GOAT conversation.
You're good.
Gotta find my way to